Welcome back to Elm Elaborates. This is season 3, episode 1. Brand new season. Josh, you are on a brand new season of life. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming back to 616 Market Street.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Good to be back.
Yeah. So, Josh, just give your background on how you got started with the Hemingways, City Storage, Elm Builders, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. How far back are we going?
All the way. You, take it away.
Okay. Let's go from when I started in storage.
Yeah,
or
that works.
started working with the Hemingways.
Yeah.
That's pretty far back.
Yeah.
I think it was 2017. I had just got out of the army and we were moving back to Wilmington. So I was looking to get a new job.
Makes sense.
We had squirreled away a whole bunch of savings, so we were living on that for a while. And then I was like, I just wanted to get back to working. So
Yeah.
that was when Levi and Eric were both still pretty much just doing Elm Builders. They had the 2 storages, north and south in Wilmington.
Right. So this is about 8 years ago,
Yeah,
roughly. Yeah.
2017. I started off superintending, and I did a couple of jobs with them. And
Yeah.
it was a good experience, but I was like, I think I want to try the storage thing.
Yeah.
And that was right about when they were looking at taking on more storages. So,
Right. So they're just throwing you in wherever they needed you,
yeah,
and
exactly.
then finally you found your path in
Exactly.
storage a little bit.
There was more processes in place with the storage than there was necessarily like on the construction side.
Right. Yep.
I mean, even since, before you came, they had started building more processes.
Most of those are scrapped,
Around.
restarted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but it was very Wild West. But I liked how storage had a little bit more structure.
Yeah. More predictable for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just the hours of construction is like whenever to whenever.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes.
hard to do with a family. So
It is.
We had a baby, and I just wanted to be able to have some sort of,
Yeah.
know what my date, and especially just coming out of the army where you know what the next year looks like.
Right. Yeah.
Going to not knowing what the
Yeah.
hours were was a little tough, so.
Yeah, I think that's something that's not mentioned too much about construction. You have some shorter, easier days, but most days start early. You get phone calls early about the delivery's not coming today, or the doors are locked, nobody can get in, or something flooded or something like that. So that stuff starts at like 6, 7 a.m. and then
Yeah.
you'll get phone calls till 6 or 7 p.m., especially if you're doing work in different time zones. So
Right.
yeah, that's a lot. Like right now doing work in Arizona, I was texting a guy last night at 7:30, right? And I started at 7, so roughly over 12 hours of, not working the whole time, but yeah, that's a typical day in construction. It's roughly a 12-hour. You just don't know. It usually falls within 12 hours, sometimes 14, but yeah, it's an interesting thing, and that's the office life. Then there's the actual traveling superintendent life, which is way harder than what I'm doing. Like being away from your family for 5 to 6 weeks at a time. That's a whole another realm that I'm very grateful. That's not where I ended up.
Yeah. Not so fun for families.
Yeah,
but,
not very conducive.
yeah.
So
Fortunately, we have some people that are in those spots right
yeah,
now.
they're used to it and they love it. So you started superintending, they moved you to storage, and then they started acquiring more storage. So what was that like? Did it feel like an avalanche out of nowhere when you had 2 storage, then 4, then 6? Then
No, it was more of like the frog getting boiled with the temperatures rising slowly, one at a time. So I think the first acquisition they did was Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
And so that wasn't too bad. So I started managing north and south, and then Drew sort of moved into the accounting
CFO,
position.
right.
Yep. And at that point, he was also because he had the most self-storage management experience sort of out of everyone. He was sort of the head of city storage at that point, and so he had me, Tina, and Keith all sort of went up to Drew, and so that's sort of where we were for a year or so, and then we added in a few little commercial properties in town that I was managing.
Right.
So that
Like a boutique shop.
we had a boutique mall that had 13 commercial tenants in there.
Yeah, right.
And they all just sit and stare at each other all day. So there was just so much drama with that.
Oh my goodness.
It was not. I mean, I had 400 self-storage tenants. And
Right.
These 12 commercial tenants
Yeah.
are just the most amount of problems. But
Yeah. I guess that's something that you also don't realize. Like property management is also people management, right? It's like personalities, all that kind of stuff.
100%. With self-storage, it's not too bad. But, as soon as you go to like residential rentals or commercial rentals with tenants in there,
yeah,
it can get a little busier.
I can see that.
And I mean, it also depends on the building too. Like that was a super old building,
right?
That had been around since I think like the 1800s. So lots of crazy stuff. I know with the wiring and plumbing and all
the roof.
Of stuff.
It was like a glass, steel structure roof, right? Like in the center, there was. Yeah,
it was, and that was their air conditioning before air conditioning. Because they could open up those windows and get a breeze. But that was one of the properties that I managed for a while, and then the sort of big change was when we acquired Holden Beach. I'm not 100% sure how that change happened, but they were like, "Hey, Josh, we want you to sort of hire that manager, and then manage the managers." And so I hired the new manager for Holden Beach, and then I hired a manager to manage North and South. Sort of replace myself. And then I started managing Keith, and then from there it just kept on rolling.
It kept growing. So you kept elevating and kept kind of getting higher and higher, and then you were managing people who were managing people.
So it worked out. I think I started managing North and South in 2018, and then we had the commercial property in 2020, March 2020, which that was super fun.
Yep, COVID.
Got to figure out what the heck we were doing with COVID and all that goodness. But 5 years later, we've gotten like 11 self-storage properties. And it snowballed. And again, with the family life type of thing, mostly storage is fine, 9 to 5, pretty classic. But when I was managing the storages, I would take calls over the weekend because I was just trying to get that occupancy up.
Right.
And then when I was managing the storages, I would be dealing with like phone calls and emails, not to rent units, but with problems with the facilities. So that was less fun. But
I can imagine.
With the,
So give us a look behind the scenes. So what is the software like? Because if you have that many tenants, I'm sure you have some software that you're dealing with, and gate codes and all that kind of stuff. So what's like the number one tool for a storage manager?
I mean, software is the engine, of the bus. So you want to make sure that you have something that's going to work for you. We had SiteLink, which is sort of like the biggest
name out there.
Yeah. So we had them pretty much most of the time where I was dealing with storage. It's a very robust software, but it's a bit dated. So kind of feels like a Windows 98.
Oh, yeah. It's got all these tools, but they're not totally like up to today's standards.
It would work for a lot of people, but again, like with all the technology that's been implemented recently, they're just trying to patchwork to keep up with it. So you have like a lot. I mean, they try and make everything work together, but it's not very seamless. And there's a lot of
bugs and glitches,
a lot of kinks. Or failure points.
I guess that could be pretty frustrating, right? Like if you need to know who's not paying their rent, right? If you got 600-700 tenants, or more, I mean, you've got some facilities 300 tenants just in one facility. So if there's going to be people who aren't going to pay their rent, right? And then if you need to pull a report and figure out who's going to do that, like who's not paying and all that kind of stuff, you'd want that to be seamless. You'd want to be able to find out pretty quickly who you have to. For people that don't know, I think the process is, someone doesn't pay, and then you give them some time, you contact them, but then you overlock their door. So there's two locks. They have their lock, and then we have our lock, and then they can't obviously open their stuff. And then they're like, hey, my thing's overlocked. Like, I can't open my thing. It's like, because you didn't pay your bill. So there's all that stuff, right? Like following those phases and who actually did pay. Like, and then unlocking that overlock.
And having everything like stored and in the same spot is very useful for that. And most softwares will do that. I mean, there's still people out there that are using pen and paper to do that kind of stuff, which boggles my mind.
That's pretty bizarre. It's not very scalable.
No.
Is the storage auction as cool as they make it seem on TV?
No, I mean it's not. We don't do like storage auctions.
Yeah.
So, or we do storage auctions, but not like the storage wars.
Yeah, like the TV show.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would say yes. I've never
Yeah,
been to one. Usually just one person standing there. They bid like $10 and then.
No, we use typically we use Lock-a-Fox as our main.
Okay.
They have a bunch of different platforms online. Think like eBay or Amazon. So we use Lock-a-Fox as storage auctions, storage treasures.
Yeah.
A bunch of different websites that do this, and basically instead of a classic like auction house auction where you bring people along and they're bidding on things out of the unit, we just take pictures and they get the whole unit.
Yeah.
And then we put all the pictures up online and everyone can see the pictures and they can bid on it if they want to.
Yeah.
You know, obviously with a 10 by 10, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, it's like a little, I don't know what you would call it, but you don't know what you're going to get. It's like a mystery box.
Yeah, it's a luck of the draw. It could just be a bunch of stuff you have to throw out anyway.
You could find somebody's gold or like precious metal collection.
Yeah.
You can find all kinds of cool stuff.
Or just cardboard boxes.
Or it could just be like junk and clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, that you have to throw out.
Yeah.
Do they have to come physically pick it up, or do you guys ship it to them?
They do, yep. So they will come. We have a few like regulars. One of the guys that I remember, he was like retired military.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to do something on the side, and so he would just buy auction units. Yeah. He had a big trailer that he would come with his truck, and he just make his money on the side selling stuff that he finds in the storage units.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's sort of like eBay. We just put the pictures up, people bid online, and then they have to pay $100 deposit because sometimes, like, we've had people that have shown up, looked at the stuff, and then been like, I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
And they just leave.
Oh, my goodness.
So in that case,
I could imagine, because they just don't want to go do all the physical labor to put it all in their truck and then go throw it out.
So, I mean, we get we got the money they paid for the unit.
Yeah.
We got the $100 deposit.
Yeah.
And now we have to throw away all that junk.
Yeah. So. What is the average going rate? Like, is there an average? Like, does it normally go up to like $200 or is it normally like $45?
It depends. It depends on the unit.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we'll have transient people that will like have a couple of bags of clothes and a sleeping bag, and that will, if you're lucky, it'll get $20.
Yeah.
While it'll rack up like a $300, storage fee. And then you have, I think the highest one ever went for was like $1,500.
Really? What was in it?
It was just a bunch of well-organized boxes, like moving boxes. No idea. I didn't get to chat with the people afterwards. I like to see, what they find in there sometimes. But, I had no idea what was in there. But
that's odd. I thought there was going to be like a dirt bike in there or something.
Like regular boxes.
Or like a four-wheeler or something that like somebody was like...
I asked them, I was like, why'd you bid so much?
What'd they say? They were just like...
yeah, we just wanted to see what was in it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but...
that's a gamble right there.
Yeah, and then, it's not like we keep all that money either when that happens.
Yeah.
It goes up to like however much they owed in their storage rent and their bank rent. That's how much we can take out of that, and then the rest goes back to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we send them a check for however much it goes over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I get it in that sense, right? Like if they owed $200 and you sold it for $1,000, then you hand them back $800. But there's probably a lot of times where they owe $400 in backed rent, and you only sold it for $20, and then you can't get that back.
I've probably done a couple of dozen auctions in my time, and probably maybe like 50 to 100. Somewhere around there. I think we've sent checks back twice.
Really? Yeah. Because most of it's just the back rent.
Most of the time you call it bad debt and you just have to write it off.
Yeah.
You were supposed to get money, you didn't get money.
Yeah, and you're never going to get that money. Yeah, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, it gets a lot more tricky, though, when somebody passes away.
Oh, really? Yeah, because there's like
estate.
Estate.
Their estate.
Yeah, it goes to their estate.
So.
Shows you how much estate planning I've done recently.
It's time to call up a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yep. That's probably more expensive and more trouble than it's worth.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, typically you want to have people that like additional renters on the, because that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. The stuff just goes to them. Yeah.
Which usually you're good if you've got a renter and an additional renter. You know, you're in a good spot.
Something tells me you have a.
If you get very unlucky, your renter and additional renter will both die.
Oh my goodness, has that happened?
That's happened one time.
Oh no way.
So.
Do you know how?
Old age.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both old age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's the dark side to storage. So, all right. So, that's all the nuance and stuff. Is there any part of storage that you enjoyed? Was there any part of the travel or any part of the customer relations or anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as far as like the managing storages, I loved managing the storage units.
Yeah.
The storage facilities, because it was just a really nice blend of like, I myself am like a bit of an introvert, so I don't love like being around people all day. Like doing retail, like I wouldn't want to be a barista.
Yeah,
for example,
I know.
Ironically,
yeah, ironically, you own a coffee shop.
Yeah, but you get typically like on a day I'd see 3 or 4 people, and I call a whole bunch of people, but I'd maybe talk to like 20 people a day.
Yeah.
Which is a good amount,
Yeah, that's a nice little even ground. Yeah.
And then you know there was a nice blend between you being in the office and taking care of tasks on the computer, doing callbacks, sending emails, that kind of stuff. And then you'd have to go walk around the facilities, clean them up, cut off locks occasionally, list auction units. So it was a nice blend. Like you were not on your feet all day,
right?
Wiped out at the end of the day, and got just the right amount of interaction with people.
Yeah, right. So, so as I mentioned at the beginning, you're on to a new season of life. What does that look like for you?
Yep. I am going to be attending UNCW this fall.
Nice.
And I'm going to use my GI Bill to get my bachelor's in business administration.
Sweet.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Do you plan on using that for your businesses that you and your wife have, or
yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
I would like to become the spreadsheet god. We have a few of those in the office.
Yes,
and just want to be like them when I grow up.
Meanwhile, Carson's like 10 years younger than you. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah.
Yep.
So have you met your replacement at all? I actually just met her recently.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts? Are you excited for what City Storage has to come?
So Cindy Ashby is going to be taking over for me during the interim. I don't think she's the permanent replacement for me.
We're working on it.
Yeah, but she's definitely stepping in to fill in the gap while I'm gone. So that's very cool that she's able to do that. She's a big name in the storage world. She's been in storage longer than I've been alive.
Yeah,
so.
Same. Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she does seem to have a pretty extensive network, and just talking to her with like trying to solve some problems. She's always got suggestions for who's been in that scenario and that kind of stuff. So that's really cool.
Super excited to see how it goes though, and
I've had some interaction with her, and she seems really, really great, really like intense. She loves storage, and she's all that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, I think she'll bring some great stuff. I don't know if she's gonna have as good as puns and jokes as you, but we will surely miss you, Josh.
Thank you. Yeah, I have to put that on the resume. Must be good with puns.
Must be good with puns.
Job listing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up season 3, episode 1. Josh Blackham, thanks for joining.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for having me.